After a year of roads, trails, drops and breakages on my Voge DS625X, I'm asking today, would I buy it again? And also, do I trust it for the Portuguese ACT in October?
Oh, that's 10 degrees when I left and I'm hot. Anyway, I've had this a year, or just over a year now. The Voge, the DS625X, has been my bike for the past, well, over 12 months now, and almost 6,000 miles on it. So I thought I'd go out this morning, do some lanes, and try to put my thoughts of the past year of ownership into some type of perspective, I suppose. No plan to this video, I've just found a nice lane, so I'm gonna just say my thoughts as they arrive. I will say from the outset, if you're expecting me to sort of absolutely slate it and tell you don't buy one, you're going to be disappointed. Let's get into it. I might stop and start every time, make it a bit easier when I edit. So why did I buy it? I mean, I didn't really know an awful lot about Voge before I bought it. And actually I had on order a CFMoto 450. Now that was at the time when KTM decided they didn't want to import CFMotos anymore. So the dealership I had the bike ordered through said, you know, it's going to be, it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, it could be 9 months before this bike turns up. So impatience got the better of me, I suppose. There was a dealer close to me who had Voges in stock. So I went up and had a look around. I took a black one out for a test ride. Absolutely loved it within 5 minutes. A lot of people don't like this colour, but I wanted this colour, and at the time of ordering there was one left I could find, and that was from Liverpool, which is very far away from where I am, down in Devon. But the deal was done on the phone, and a couple of days later it turned up on my driveway. Just let them go past. How you doing, mate? You alright? Very nice. Brilliant Touareg. Looks brand new, that. 75, yeah. Off they go, look. Sounds good, that Touareg. I wonder if I look that cool. Probably not. Right. What don't I like about it? You know, I am a huge fan, and, you know, I will tell anyone till I'm, you know, I will die on that hill that this is a good bike. I'm sold, but there are, you know, it's not perfect by a long stretch, and there we go. Yeah, all right, mate, yeah, all good. Yeah, I'm just taking some photos and stuff. Yeah, no worries. Cool. Sounds good. Hi, mate, you all right? That cove smelt. Oh, it did smell good. That cove sounded good. And so did the KTM as well. Right, let's get back on track. I've got to get home, I'm going to be in so much trouble. I said I'll be out for like an hour and it's been like 2. Easier to beg for forgiveness than it is for permission. There are some things I don't like about it, believe it or not, but then, you know, they're not deal breakers. So what don't I like about it? The seat is uncomfortable, and I think most people who ride one or have one say the same thing. The rider's seat is hard. You know, certainly when I rode from Devon up to sort of Yorkshire area to do the ACT, you know, God, I couldn't wait to get off it by the end of that day. What else don't I like? There's got to be something else. I don't like that it doesn't have spring, sort of spring-loaded levers or pedals, sorry. Now I'll put a link to the video where because I have changed my gear lever, and I will put a link to that video in the description, and you can watch it up here, I think. You know, I found an Africa Twin one that fits and has been doing the job for over, you know, nearly 3,000 miles, so that's fine. But I don't like that it doesn't have those as standard. That's a bit of a swing and a miss, if I'm honest. Obviously I've fallen off, that's my thing, but I have damaged, I should say, footrests multiple times. So it's been a real issue for me, and we'll cover that shortly. Screen is fine for me. You know, I'm only 5'10"-ish, 5'10", 5'11"-ish. It tends to fall down if you go over heavy bumps. I've never really used the inbuilt camera. I have got pictures on it, I have got it to work, but I've never really used it because normally I've got a camera on me on my helmet, or I've got something on the bike, so you know, I'm normally fairly prepared. Yeah, those are the only things really I don't like about it. So seat is too hard. You know, I think everyone I've ever seen has had some sort of pad on it to try and soften it up a little bit. And the gear lever and brake lever, I wish they came as standard with you know, the spring-loaded tips. That's about it really. I don't really, if I think of anything else, I'll jump in with it later. Right, we need to cover it. Reliability. Everyone, you know, look at any of these videos for Voge, CFMotos, it's the same old thing, isn't it? You know, cheap Chinese stuff, you know, Chinesium, all that sort of thing. It's frustrating because what we have here is a good value, well put together, but not perfect machine. It doesn't live under a cover, it doesn't live in a garage, it lives outside my house. You know, I'm regurgitating stuff here, but there is this impression of, you know, it's cheap, it's from China or the Far East, or you know, Asia, so it must be bad. I would argue that 6,000 miles in, not perfect 6,000 miles, and some of that is absolutely because of the rider, because of me. Not a perfect 6,000 miles. I can't say it's been unreliable because it hasn't. You know, thinking back to a few weeks ago in London, my last video, where it was overheating, or I think it was overheating, and it started to cut out and stall, then just wouldn't run, and then sounded like it was down to one cylinder. The comments on that video, everyone's, you know, there were a few negative ones. This is going to be difficult without sounding like a bit of a tool. I would argue that you can get a bad bike or a bad car, vehicle from any manufacturer. We probably all know somebody who's had a very well-known brand of bike or car and had nothing but problems with it. I certainly do. But I can't help but think, sometimes when I've had issues, which we'll come on to in a moment, I can't help but think, if I was on a KTM or a BMW and I said, oh, I've dropped my bike and I broke the footrest hanger, or, you know, it's been cutting out in London, is that the heat? I wonder how different the comments would be sometimes. I could be wrong, and I probably am. But, you know, that's just a guy from Devon's opinion. So, I'm not worried about reliability. Land's End on the Groats, every time I went out in the morning, on the button, fired up, straight away, no worries. Having done 6,000 miles or just under 6,000 miles, I know I'll be having the same discussion at 16,000 miles, the same discussion at 20,000 miles, 25,000 miles. Yeah, London was interesting. I think it's not happened since. Like I said in the last video, there was no check engine light. It was in the back of my mind, and the more riding I do on the bike now, the further to the back of my mind it gets. So, you know, I'm starting to worry less and less about it. At this point, I'm going to chalk it up to one of those things. Because it hasn't happened again, and I can't recreate it, and everyone has been really helpful. I mean, I had a comment this morning which was so in-depth. Guy had measured the temperatures and everything, and some really good thoughts and tips. But because it hasn't happened again, at this point I sort of have to chalk it up to one of those things. Right, I was conscious about this video being too long, so I'm going to try and rattle through some other sections. Right, what would I change about it straight away? If I was to buy it again and it turned up on my driveway like it did the first time, what would I instantly change? Mirrors. And that's actually not because of you know, standard mirrors are bad, it's just that these ones are so much better, and I don't know why I didn't do it you know, ages ago. What else would I change? Handguards. Again, I did a very short video on that, and you can see the original ones are fairly flexible, and they mount to the rear view mirror mount, which I think is a bit of a design flaw, because from experience, I can tell you if you drop it and the handguard takes the brunt of that impact, then also your mirror takes the brunt of that impact, and you will lose it forever on a Devon lane. So sorry if you found a mirror, that's probably mine if it's in North Devon somewhere. And probably exhaust. So I've got the Scorpion one on there, and yeah, exhaust I would change again. I think that's it. I think that's all I would change if one turned up tomorrow brand new. Yeah, that's all I would change, which feels like a lot, but in summary, mirrors, handguards, tyres and exhaust, those are the main ones. Those are the main ones I change. Right, so if you made it to the end, thank you very much for sticking around, because I appreciate there's been an awful lot in this video, and it's mainly me just talking nonsense. But I suppose the crux of the matter is, after a year of owning it, or just over a year, and 6,000 miles, would I buy it again? Yes. Am I still as taken by it? Yes, I am. I really don't want to ever get rid of it, because, you know, it is, I think, for all intents and purposes, it is a brilliant bike. Does it have some flaws? Yes, it does. The footrests, we know this, those cast footrests, you know, I've broken 3, might even be 4, definitely 3. I've said it before, but bear with me, I've got something I've really got something coming on that, so just bear with. Oh, excuse me. Does it give me any concerns? Yes, it does. I mean, by now, we know what's happened with the footrest, we know what's happened with it sort of cutting out in London. Will that happen again? I don't know. Is it right to say I've got faith in the bike but concerns about the bike? I think so. I think you can say that. I think you can say you've got faith in something but concerns about it. If I don't drop it and I haven't sorted out my plan with the footrests, I've got faith that if I ride it well and don't have any rider incidents, I've got faith it will take me from UK, Spain, Portugal, back to Spain and back to the UK. I've got faith in that. If I ride badly, take a wrong line, make a bad decision, maybe it won't. Who knows? We'll know in a couple of months when I get back from Portugal, and I've either got some amazing stories or some not so amazing stories to say. Right, I'm going to wrap it up. It's a very nice day. I'm going to go home, and I might try and get another couple of lanes in before I have to be a sensible adult. Thank you very much, as always, for watching, and stay safe out there. Spider. He looks really angry. He looks really mad. I've never seen a green spider before. It looks like a crab. It's like this. A green spider. Right. Let's go.